a goal for it. I don't know what that will be, but I still, again, I'm in like brainstorm mode from that. A way for people to share their pictures, and then I can share it on the website, but I don't know how, again. Like, I need to find a way how. I mean, I can't believe that Balrog is actually getting out. Like, out of all the plushies I ever made, I feel like the biggest ones, I'm like, yeah, they're probably the couch plushies, you know, like, they'll still stay in, but I can't believe you're carrying him around. That's so cute. I'm so honored that they're carrying him around. I had a girl come up to me during Dokumi. She bought a tree the first year of Dokumi. I don't think she follows me online. I don't think so, at least. And she wanted to buy a pumpkin, and literally, I'm not kidding. Like, right in front of her, a pumpkin was sold, and that's when she decided on getting the pumpkin. And I didn't have a pumpkin anymore, so I felt really bad about that. Because it was literally the last plushie I had, and this person right before her, like, decided on getting it. And she passed by earlier, like, saying that she was thinking about it. I often have customers pass by, and they're thinking about it, and obviously, and I don't blame them, honestly. They're, like, thinking about it, and they're not sure yet, and then they're gonna, like, move around to see the rest of the artist alley, which honestly is what I do as well. But the thing is that some people, they are specific on one resident, and I don't have a second of that. It's all unique. So, yeah, it's really hard. It's like, I have to tell you, like, there is only one, and if it's gone, it's gone. I can't really do anything about that. And I did have some disappointed faces because of that, because they decided a bit later, like, oh yeah, I want to have this one. And then it's like, yeah, but it's gone, you know? Like, I have others, but because they have that specific one in mind, which, again, I can totally understand, they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, then I'll try next year or something. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's not really anything I can do about it, but it's just really sad to see. It's like, I want to have happy faces at my booth, you know? Not sad faces. Um, he only accompanied us because we went there by car, but boyfriend was very sad to take him with us to Dokumi in a veggie net. I really like the veggie net. That's such a good idea. Um, it's one of those things I want to broaden. I have a lot of brainstorm things, you might have assumed already, but I have a lot of brainstorm items, and they're in my brainstorm Google Drive. And one of them is selling the plant pots and the rope that I bring to events with me. Because if you've seen any of my pictures of my booths at artist alleys, you might have noticed that some of the residents are hanging in a plant pot, and a lot of people ask me if I sell the plant pots with them, with the ropes and stuff. And actually, I don't right now because I don't drive a car. I'm always with public transport, so it's really hard for me to bring a lot of stuff. So everything that I have with me is like pretty much all I have, to be honest. I can't really bring more, if that makes sense. So I've been thinking about trying to sell POVs with it and ropes. It's one of those things I want to do in the future, but sometimes I have to, like, disappoint people, I guess. Like, no, it's just the price of the plushie, you know, like. But it's definitely something I want to do in the future. But it's just one of those things, you know, I need time to really figure it out, you know, like, and to plan it all out and to calculate what it will cost and how much should I bring and how are we gonna bring it if we don't have a car, and is it even possible to do that, to be honest? Oh no, people, don't sleep, my friend, stay awake. So yeah, that's again one of those brainstorm thingies. I want to do something with it, but I haven't really figured it out. I even put it on my event list. During the event, if I really don't have anything to do, I'm just gonna go on a random brainstorm, and I put it on the brainstorm as well. I mean, TwitchCon, it's gonna be too soon to do that, I'm afraid. If I sell every plant pot that I have, I literally don't have any plant pots left. It's really hard. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, right? I'm just very limited in my quantities. It's definitely what I'm jealous of when it comes to artists in the artist alley. It's you know, if you make art and you print it, it's relatively easy to print new art. So if you go to, let's say, 10 events a year, you can easily do it if you plan like printing, of course, properly. You can just reprint things. But for me, it's like I have to start from literal scratch and like make everything by hand. So that's definitely what I'm jealous of in terms of how much you have to do to prepare an event. I mean, it's also why I included some prints, even though I don't really focus on prints. I do like making prints, so that's definitely also part of it. But it's also because it's nice to have as a secondary option, both for people that do not really want to, they can't really afford a plushie, or if they just don't want a plushie, I guess. But also because it's easy to prepare. I always try to keep my stock of prints up to date, and I just reorder the print when it's almost if it's almost done. It's a nice in between thing as well. Like I can do a little bit of special prints. Right now I have the Sakura sticker sheets and keychains that I'll only be selling in 2022. And then in 2023, I have like a new small collection. And every year I can change it up. And then the others are kind of like repeating until a point that I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty done with them. Let's just make a new one, I guess. Speaking of prints, will the sticker sheets be available in the store, including the Sakura one? Yes. I'm gonna write it down immediately, now that you mention it. Reminder. I type reminders to cat, by the way. Prints in webshop update. So I want to do an update on the webshop in general, because it's been so long, I guess. And an online release, obviously. And with the online release, I also want to do the online release of prints, because I've been selling prints on events this year, but the prints are not available in store, including the keychains, the sticker sheets, I have the small sticker pack available in my store, but I feel like the way they're presented it is not really good. I want to do an update on that as well. So I'm gonna update that whole section actually, with new with the prints. I mean, so then they'll definitely be available. Yeah, I'm trying to find out a way if I can, like the way my web store works right now when it comes to prints. I'm not very happy with it. It has to do with the fact that the focus is on the plushies, of course, but I also want to have a section of prints that is easily accessible, and I feel like it's not that easy to access that part of the store. So I'm going to see if I can do something with that, but first, photography, because my photography is not great on the prints. I want to have that's what the other artists do as well. Have like a little corner and then use the same setup for the prints. And then I'm gonna put them online for sure. So yeah, it is. I'm gonna assume, like after TwitchCon I wanted to do it. So TwitchCon is on 16th, 17th July. I was thinking the end of July somewhere to like do an update in general. So it's gonna be like the end of July, if that makes sense. It's like an after TwitchCon thing I wanted to do. It's a good question, actually. It's been something I wanted to do, yeah. And I should do more often. I completely faded away from Etsy, by the way. Etsy, the platform, I kind of stopped doing it, if that makes sense, which I'm happy with. I'm not happy with it in a sense that new people cannot find me properly, but Etsy has been such a struggle that I disliked working with it. I'm like gonna focus on my store, to be honest, like just my store. I was surprised, I'm gonna be honest, I was super surprised if I go to the statistics of my store. When I started and a little after that, before the events, I would be happy with 1 or 2 visitors a day because I don't really have marketing for my store, unless like I'm talking to people. If that makes sense. Like, go to my store, here it is, or Instagram. Hey, I have a store. Here it is. So that's like all the marketing I had. But now that I'm doing events, people ask me if I have a web store, which I do. There's just not anything on there right now. Just a couple of things, but not much. And I've noticed an increase in visitors, which I didn't think would happen because, there's a store, but there is not much on the store. So I know with marketing wise, if there's nothing on the store, like, why would you go there? If that makes sense. Like, there's obviously the story there, and I've put some content there. But I never thought there would be that many visitors for an empty store. Basically, I try to do the announcements, of course, which is why there's like a little like next event, TwitchCon, and if you go to the store right now, there's, I think, the first tab is like, we're busy doing events, we're very sorry, but type of announcement. So it's something, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to update more often. Ooh. I get messages. What is this? Alright. There we go. Should I go to the web store? Never mind. Yeah, alright. So a general web store will definitely happen, and I will send out my first newsletter probably after TwitchCon, because then I'm going to announce the online release, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that, and I'm going to promote the subscription letter as well on Instagram and stuff. I never thought I would do a promotional newsletter thing because I kind of assumed a lot of people use social media, but the amount of people that said to me like, oh, like I don't really have social media, and that's actually a large chunk of people that I talk to. So, which is why I came up with the subscription letter thing, because most people have an email, so at least it's a way to stay up to date in a way. In one way, I mean. So yeah, that's nice. I'm like, one of those brainstorm things as well is a Patreon. Definitely something I still want to try at least. But with my current schedule, I guess, with the events and stuff, there's just no time for me to do a monthly, or I believe it's usually monthly update on Patreon, because it would be more time spent in new things, and I would just not know how to do that right now. But it's definitely on the brainstorm list, and it has already gotten into a tree of ideas, like this is the Patreon, and this is an idea, this is an idea, and this is an idea. But they're all stored in the brainstorm section of my Google Drive. Too many ideas, not enough time. I never knew I would come to that point, because usually I would never have that. I would have time to do whatever I was thinking about. Which is really good. I'm very happy, honestly. I just I need to stay sane for that matter, because, you know, if I do too much, you'll get stressed, and that's not what we want, is it? Moving out and doing this is definitely too stressful, even for Kat. He said as well, like, he was like, yeah, I'm, like, super stressed. I need to work and do the move out, and my cat can't handle it. Which, makes a lot of sense, if you ask me. I'm not really, yeah, for me it's also, like a lot. But it's good, you know, it's a good type of thing, like, it's, not boring, you know, it's like, there's always something to do, which I really like. It's a state of mind that I really enjoy, I guess. As long as it's not too, it's good. Too much, too less. Everything with two is not good usually, is it? Let me see. Oh, I haven't talked this much to anyone in a long time. Like, it's been a while, guys. I sometimes notice that I'm talking to no one, which is kind of freaking me out. I think it's the streaming thing, because you're basically talking to a device. I mean, I know you guys are there. I'm talking to you guys, but physically, there's no one there, so yeah, that's definitely a thing, is it? I don't know if you guys ever met a streamer in real life, or you've seen like someone stream in real life or whatever. But it's definitely a different experience if you suddenly see that person with a webcam or with a usually it's a phone, of course, or one of those cameras. And they're like talking to the camera and you're like, "Huh. Right. They're talking to a camera. They're not talking to you directly. It's like there's a device that they're talking to." I remember seeing that. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's, you know, but you don't know." It's a weird thing. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, there's a phone. Oh, of course, that's where chat is. Like, it's strange. Hard to say. It even goes for like journalists or something, or you've seen anyone with a camera, you're like, oh, camera, of course. It's not just me and whatever. Endless disorder. Okay, welcome back. How have you been, man? Almost a year. Thank you so much for the 11 months. Holy crap, man. Thank you. Welcome back. And, yeah, I'm sorry for the lack of proper alerts in this stream. They will definitely be back in the new setup. Which, in the last stream, I was like, see you in the next setup. In a way, it is new, but it's temporary. This one it is. I'm always talking to myself. Well, I've noticed that I am actually talking to myself. I was moving and I was cleaning something, and apparently I talk to myself. I say things like, oh, that's where the bottle is, or like, oh, I kind of wish it was cleaner or something. Apparently I talk to myself. I didn't know until someone pointed it out to me. They're like, are you talking to me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, no. Oh, no. My mom does it as well, which is why I had the oh, no moment, because I was like, oh, no, my mom does this. I guess I am my mom now. Oh, no. Well, no worries. I'm working lately, so I can't watch much at the moment anyway. It's okay, man. We all have our busy schedules. I feel really bad if I don't stream. It's like, I call it like the streamer nightmare thing. I think every streamer has this. At least I've heard it from multiple streamers of like multiple levels of viewers and whatever. It's like every time they don't stream, you can sense that they're super sorry about it. They're like, I was supposed to stream and I'm not, and I'm so sorry. It's definitely a true feeling. It's like, oh shit, I've let you guys down. Especially with subscribers, man. It's like, oh no, you paid to support me and I'm not there. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. A WHTV Danny. Thank you for following. Welcome to the community. Oh, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat, you know. And I'll choose if I answer them or not. Hey, just kidding. In general, I'll answer your questions, but we've had weird people here. Weird people are everywhere, so yeah, I don't really answer the weird questions. Unless it's like, what is your favorite food or something? That's not really a weird question, by the way. It just... Or like, what is the food you would eat right now? Right now, I would definitely go for Japanese sushi. Especially Japanese, like the proper made sushi. I don't think there's ever a time I would say no to that. Let's grab from the weird list. What's your bra size? Your mom. Hey. Ugh. Yeah. Weird questions. I was thinking, though, what should I wear on TwitchCon? I wonder what it will be like, because I remember going to TwitchCon Berlin, and I was wearing what I consider normal. I mean, everyone considers something else to be normal, right? But there's definitely people walking there. They have, like, a look. Like, a very specific look. Not necessarily talking about, like, oh, goth, or punk, or whatever type of clothing. But I definitely noticed almost, like, a cultural difference between what they were wearing. So, based on what they were wearing, not everyone, like, some people... I was like, whoa, I can see you're not German, for instance. It was German back then, but I think we're going to have the same here in Amsterdam. I'm going to be like, hey, you don't look Dutch. It's like, you're wearing something. It's not Dutch. That's definitely, you know, like American or Italian. I'm thinking, like, whatever is attending there. Spanish, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who goes there. The weather is nice the whole time. It's like creeping me out a little bit. In the past month, I mean, we've had some rain. We've had maybe a couple of hours of rain, or maybe at night, you know? But like in general, the weather has been super good. I've been wearing skirts for the entirety of the month, which usually is not... I mean, I can wear skirts every now and then, but... not this much, and it's the start of July. Happy 4th of July again, if you're from America. I'm not, so we don't celebrate it here, I'm sorry. I'm not sure how Amsterdam Rai will be with some events like that, but I'm like, wait, I'm not making a mistake, okay. But with some events like that, with Valhalla, yeah, I know that one. It was pretty warm in there. I think it's gonna be pretty warm. I don't know how many people will go there. Like, I'm not sure how many people will attend TwitchCon. I was trying to find the numbers of Berlin, and I couldn't find it. Maybe my search skills were not the best. I would not be surprised if that were the case. I was trying to research the amount of people because I wanted to know how many people were attending so that I know how much I want to make in terms of plushies and shit. But I couldn't find it, so... And because it's the first time in Amsterdam, that's for sure, but also, like, with an artist alley and whatnot, it's really hard for me to guess how many tickets they're gonna be selling. I'm pretty sure it's not sold out right now. Like, only the Saturday was sold out, I believe. Like, a one-day ticket was. And I think it was Saturday. But that's, like, about it. I don't even know what that means. Like, how many tickets that is. It's not like they're gonna tell you that. It's one of the things I thought that they would let artists know. Because I'm now attending a lot of different events. They are not communicating that. I thought they were, but they're not. They're not communicating, like, how many tickets were sold. They're not communicating how many people are attending. It's like the same communication they do to the people you might find on a website, or you might find in hindsight how many there were. It's not like that you get special information in that regard. I asked one event, like, for their numbers, and they were pretty much saying, like, we're not sharing that number. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wanted to know the numbers, by the way, because I really like data and analytics. So I wanted to put it through my own analytics. I would be like, all right, so this is how many I sold on this type of event with this many attendees. So because I feel like that should change, right? If there's 20K people going to an event, which is not that much, it would probably be different than when there's 100K attending. So, like, then I wanted to put it in, like, a data type of thing. Like, then I know how many plushies approximately I could have for each type of event, which is why I asked those data. But they didn't want to share it, so I was like, okay. It's pretty much like you should probably just Google search it like any other person would. If that makes sense. Which is pretty hard in some cases. It's definitely not out there. I mean, some people do. Dokumi, I feel like, always does it, although they don't really go into specific numbers. It's not like 160,121 or something. Like, it's not really that specific. But they will state, like, rounded up, probably. Like 55K or 60K or whatever. Which is good enough, I'd say. But yeah. Sad. My analytics and my data shit will sadly not always work 100%. Unless I find the right person that will share. Because it's definitely personal use only. It's not like I'm going to be, like, shouting it out to the world if they really want me to keep quiet about it. You know? But yeah. One thing about, like, artist alleys and whatnot, it's so interesting to me how different each experience is. And how different even communication and whatever they'll do for their vendors in terms of service, I guess. It really baffled me. I don't know if you heard about it. I'm a little bit more in the scene, quote unquote. But AnimeCon was going on. AX. Anime Expo, I'm pretty sure it's called, in LA, I think. I'm not even... I should know that, but... That one, it's the biggest one. It's like, there's like 150,000 people going there, which is a number I've never reached on any of my events, I'm pretty sure. But the service there, I've read pretty bad things about it. To an extent, I got, like, pretty mad about it as well. Like, I don't understand. Like, one of the things that happened was, usually artists and vendors or people that attend the event in any way that's not a visitor, you have a special entrance, because if you're going to be in line with the visitors, the artist alley will be empty because the booths, they will not have a store clerk, basically. So that's why there's a different entrance, right? Which makes a lot of sense. Sometimes I've been to an event and they don't communicate where that is. That's a little weird, champ. It's like you go to an event but you don't know where to go, right? Like, where do you park your car or where do you go in general? I've been to an event that doesn't really consider artists to go by public transport. So they'll tell you everything about parking cars, but they're not telling you about like buses or trains or whatever. And it's like, well, guys, it's like a lot of people go by public transport. But what happened in Anime Expo specifically is they took away the food and drinks from people at the entrance. So artist alley people, including like other people, of course, they wanted to go in through the employee entrance, and the people at the employee entrance were like, you have to like give up your drinks and food. Like, you're not allowed to bring it in. You have to buy the food in the convention. And that's a big weird champ because, mind you, like, most people are sitting at their desk, like at their artist alley booth, the whole time. It's not like they're gonna walk around like a visitor. Especially if you're alone, you can't really leave your table. People are still like stealing things and shit. So they don't have the time to really go and get food, if that makes sense, or grab a drink or whatever. So it's pretty common to just bring your own food and bring your own drinks and stuff. So it really shocked me that at first they were like, yeah, you're not allowed to bring it in. And people were like 12 hours without food and drinks. Like, that's crazy to me. And mind you, you pay for your table, so you're already like paying them to be there, which is a normal thing. You pay for your table, but you don't really get anything. Like, you obviously you get spot, but you'd assume that you get some kind of something. Yeah. Brana is completely right. They did correct that. I'm going through like Twitter only, so I have to assume people that talk on Twitter. They seem to have corrected that, which is really good. Thank God they did, because people were like passing out and shit. Like, that's so bad. If there's anything I want to do, sometimes I want to just like, I want to grab the project manager of the artist alley and I want to like like do this to them, because what I can't understand is like how there's some situation happening at a lot of events that are just not okay. Like, for instance, one thing that I always support, if that makes sense, is a vendor-only toilet. It seems really easy, but like a vendor-only toilet. The thing is that if you go to the toilet and you have to leave your stand, of course, especially if you're alone, you don't want to be in line with 30 visitors that want to go to the toilet. You want to go to the toilet and go back to your stall, right? But there's events where you have to share that line, and that's kind of like, people have lost hours just to go to the toilet, if that makes sense. So I'm always like, have at least like one vendor-only toilet, or exhibitor toilet, or VIP toilet, I don't know, give it a name, whatever. That's one. And then another one is, events are always really like a chaos. I mean, I can assume that because you're like preparing this big event. You have not only got artists, you have people performing, you have people coming in to deliver a stage, sound, lights, everything is happening at once. So I totally understand that it's a little chaotic. But sometimes it's been really, really awful when it comes to service. For instance, where is the exhibitor entrance? That's just a small thing, but if you go to an event that's 3 days and you have to go in through the same doors as the visitors, it's undoable. Because there's always a line right before it opens, like an hour before it opens, there's a huge line. And then you're as a vendor, you're like holding up your badge and you're like, sorry, I have to get through. I'm a vendor, little things like that. It's just not good, I feel like. And another thing is, some events are really good at this, but some aren't. If you go in to set up your table, then there's not a lot of information sometimes. It's just like you kind of know by the floor plan that you received where you are. You kind of just walk there, but there's no one to guide you, if that makes sense. Like, if you have a question, sometimes you're just kind of lost. Like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? Where is this contact person to ask questions to, if that makes sense? Sometimes there's none, to be honest. And you have to get your passes, for instance, so that you can get early in to the day after, which is usually during setup when you get your passes. But sometimes, like, you have to get the passes yourself. It's not like someone stops by, gives you the passes, and then you move along with your day. You have to find this person sometimes, and sometimes it's coincidental. Like, you walk into someone, and you're like, that's the person I spoke to, so hey, can I get my pass? Like, it's pretty chaotic that way, and it's really not nice. It'd be nice if they included reliable internet with your table since you spend so much. That's another thing, like, I feel like, especially some specific Dutch events, they ask so much money for a table. And mind you, a table is literally just one of those almost camping type of tables. And a chair that's just the most basic chair. Sometimes even foldable chairs. I really hate the foldable ones, by the way. And you pay hundreds of euros to go there. And sometimes the chairs are not included. So you buy the table, but there's no chairs. Or you buy the box, but there's no tables. So it's even more money. Like, it's a lot of money. But there is, like, close to no service. So, like you said, no internet. There's no one walking around with food. There's no food service. There's no drink service. Not even a thank you water bottle or something. Even... I'm honest, I'm talking from an artist perspective. If an event walks by, like, even during the event, if there's a staff member just with a bag of water, like the bottle of water, just passing out water bottles, one per person, they would be the best person ever. Like, that doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And it's pretty simple, if you ask me, to fix water bottles, if that makes sense. But the service is not like that. You're happy if one of the staff members passes by in total. It's like I'm not meant to be venting or something, because it's not meant to be venting. I know there's a lot of people, they try their best, but it's just, some things are just pretty awful because you're spending a lot of money on it. That's kind of the thing. And they always tell you, like, you should be happy to be here, and you should be honored to be attending these events, and you're like, yeah, but I'm paying hundreds of euros, let's say 500 euros, just to have a table and 2 chairs, and to be there. They don't understand, like, how much more it is than just, you should be honored. Like, I'm paying $500, man. Give me a water bottle or something. It's like, I feel like it's such a weird champ thing in my regard. And again, there's events that do really well. There's some events that I'm very happy with. I have received, like, a water bottle or, like, whatever, like, yeah, but at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't downgrade your artists, because the reason that some events are really successful is because of an artist alley that works, or because even in the dealer room, the dealer room is like the professional booths, so that's like the stores that sell, like, figurines in case of anime conventions or game merch or something. Those people are also still people, right? Like, they're just professional booths people. So it's the same for them. It's like, yeah, I feel like you should treat them well. Otherwise, you know, you might like lose it or something. Like you might lose your crowd in that way. So yeah, in that regard, sometimes I kind of wish they took care of their people in a better way. Like, just I feel like sometimes it's just a small regard that could really really help people in that regard. Yeah, at least don't steal people's food. That's a good start. I kind of wish, like, I know Dokumi has one. Dokumi is pretty nice in a way that you can actually order food before you go to the artist alley, before you go there. And you can, like, say, I want to have dinner, for instance, and they bring it to you. So you pay for dinner, so it's not free, but you pay for dinner, and they bring dinner to you, which I find to be a very good service. At least the option is there, right? I don't do it because I feel like it's a very expensive option. So I'd rather bring my own bread. But I mean, for some people, why not, right? It's better than nothing. I'm still big on the idea that there should be one of those ladies or guys with yeah, I don't know what you call those in English, but it's like they they have this station with coffee, tea, and drinks, and they walk around. Even if they would just sell it, you know, ask money for it, that's okay as well. You don't have to like give it away for free or something. But if there would just be a coffee lady or coffee man or whatever, just walking around, uh, selling coffee and shit, that would be so damn nice. Because that, again, it doesn't exist in all the artist alleys. I've never had that happening to us. The only time something remotely similar happened was the maid cafes, and they did it on their own behalf. So they had a maid cafe or one of those butler cafes, and they would have people walk around with a menu, and if you would ask them, like, hey, I'm interested, if you're like a vendor and shit, you could actually order one of those items at your booth. But that's not because the event people arranged that. It's more like they did it on their own behalf. That's so nice, you know? Like, it's such a good idea. I don't understand why they don't do it, because it's a win-win. I've talked to a lot of different vendors. I can tell you, if you just have one person walk around with, like, easy snacks like chips or coffee, tea, soft drinks, water bottles, whatever, and you would ask a little bit of money for that, in a way that you still gain money from that, make a profit, I can assure you, you're gonna make a lot of money. I see I'm in a Discord channel, shout out to everyone there in the Discord channel. It's an Artist Alley Discord channel, so specifically made for people that go to Artist Alleys. And we are literally in a live channel on Discord, talking to each other through the channel, which is like one of the little channels within the Discord. And we're literally talking to each other. We're literally like, does anyone have food? Does anyone have time to bring me some food? We're like arranging that shit between each other, because there's so many people out there that go to artist alleys alone, and how do you arrange anything if you're alone, right? And there's no one stopping by to fix it for you. So yeah, that Discord is heaven. It's a safe haven, honestly. If you ever need something, even if it's small, like, oh shit, I didn't bring a pen, or oh no, does anyone have like a piece of paper for me or something? Like, it's the best channel. It's like, hey, can you stop by, please? Or I'll go to your booth. It's so nice. It's a great community. But again, it's not like the event will take care of you in that way. Selling strawberries on some events, it's bad. Honestly, I wonder if they ever think about it. Like, doing a like artist alley dealer booth professional station lady person selling thing. Um, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's just that I think the thing is that usually, but it depends on the event because every event is different, of course. If you have a dedicated person just for the artist alley and just for a section, I think it would be even better. I noticed that there's just one person, and that one person takes care of hundreds of booths on their own. So they take care of the entire artist alley, but also the entire dealer booth section, the the event people, like the bands, the music, the lights, whatever. Usually there's like one person doing all of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, you should definitely have like one person for the artist alley, another for the dealers, another for food vendors. I feel like food vendors should have their own personal um, contact person. Like, but in reality, it's not. It's all the same person. So yeah, I kind of wish that would be step one. But that would be creating jobs and creating more money that gets lost into a salary. So I guess that's why they're not doing it. But yeah, it would make everyone's life a bit better. They make a lot of money and a lot of more friends. Yeah, it's a win-win. I feel like it's a huge win-win, but they don't do it. So that's kind of a bummer, I guess. I've had better servers at, let's say, no income no income events than at the events where you pay a lot of money for. I don't know what you call them, but like the events that only have people that are not paid to host the events. Voluntary events? Voluntary events? I don't know if you call it that way. Or the costs were so low, it's like everything that goes in also goes out. So there's no profit schedule for the host people. I've had better servers than there, but like than at the big money maker ones. But yeah, I'm always very strong minded in that regard. Like I have a loud voice when it comes to that. Because a lot of artists that I know, they're pretty like shy, which is totally fine. I'm not complaining about that whatsoever, but I feel like they've been taking advantage of sometimes. And that triggers me, like that triggers me a lot. But it definitely has to do with the fact that I have a marketing background. So I kind of know what's going on in most of these minds of the hosts, depending on the hosts. Shout out to the great host, by the way. I'm venting a lot maybe, but there are definitely people that care, but they're just doing a 10-man job on their own, so that's why they're probably not able to do more than they can. Shout out to them, by the way. Shout out. Yeah, so that's AEX, but I think they fixed it. But it was very interesting to see because it's such a big event. Like, it's such a huge event, so I was a little surprised. And the other one was something that has to do with air ventilation, which is obviously always a problem. Not always, but most of the time. Even as a visitor, you might notice. Like, you go to an event, and then you walk around, and everyone stinks and smells of sweat. Because that's what happens. Anime conventions. Oh, buffering. Are we still fine? I noticed that we buffered, so if we're not fine, let me know. But yeah, it has to do with air ventilation. Like there's like thousands of people in one area, and then there's like one window, and you're like, about that. But I felt like, but I could be wrong. I felt like they had way too many people at AX. Like I don't think there was a limit in tickets, and there were like way too many people there. But that was like, let's say it's all from a distance, so I've only read that on Twitter. I could be totally wrong that there would be like a maximum amount of tickets sold or whatever. Someone mentioned on Twitter that there was no cap, so that was like, oh, that's probably not great. And any event, honestly, unless you have one of those markets, but that's not. It's not really that is without an entrance. I mean, it's like a free to attend event situation. Where was I? Oh yeah, artist alleys. Should I talk about the good things of an artist alley? What I do really like is that they're trying their best to have a diversity of artists. And I feel like they're honestly trying. Which means that they do take a look at your products and they go like, all right, you're pretty unique, even if it's your first time. They're not like, oh, we're going to go for the people first that are here for 10 years. Like, it's not, at least from what I've noticed, I feel like if you're going to sign up for the first time, you have the same chance to attend the artist alley as someone that's been there for 10 years. I've yet to notice if this is any different, because I can't really, obviously, take a look at what they're doing behind the scenes, but I've yet to notice that they're, like, taking care of certain people better or worse than others. Usually it's kind of like the same treatment, which I find very nice. There was a time that I was afraid that I was not able to attend an event pretty recently, because I'm on the Discord and people kind of share, which is great, by the way. People share the new events there, and they share that they got a table, or that if they want to trade a table or sell a table, you can do it through there as well. So it's a really nice community. But they were obviously sharing like, oh yeah, I got my confirmation, I'm gonna go, and then that's always very nerve-wracking because usually there's more people signing up than there's spots left. So yeah, you're waiting for your email, but all the other people are happy that they got in, So that's very nerve-wracking. And there was a time where a lot of people I knew already had confirmations, and I didn't. And I was like, oh, no way. Oh no, this is like a very important event to me. Help. But yeah, I got in. But it was a weird one because what happened was I didn't get a confirmation mail. And I kind of assumed either they're late, because usually it takes weeks for them to confirmation everyone. Like, it's very sporadically. But I didn't get a confirmation email, but I did get an email eventually that asked me to pay my table. which was really funny. It was like, usually you get like an email like, congratulations, you got into the artist alley. We would like to welcome you to the artist alley, blah blah, and some information. And I didn't get that one, but I did get the second email, which was, please pay this, and it's like an invoice. So I got like an invoice out of nowhere without having like the welcome email. And I also didn't know what table I had, so it's like you get an invoice, but it doesn't state the table on the invoice, so it just states whatever you get, which is like the table, the chairs, whatever. So I was like, what is this? Yeah, and then eventually, obviously, they had like a login page. They had like you can log in to their backboard. In this case, and then there it said my table number, but I didn't even know what table I had. What I was paying for essentially was like, what am I what am I paying for again? Like, what? But yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, I was kind of devastated because I was like, oh, wow. I mean, what does this mean? This is like one of the most important events. Oh boy. Um, but yeah, I got in, so I'm really happy. I just need to pay it, but I've been trying to keep it off a little bit because, money-wise, I'm not in a good spot right now. So I was hoping to do it right after TwitchCon. I hope that I'm not going to be too late doing that. Because I know that if you don't pay it, there's a chance that they might give your spot away without letting you know. That's kind of like a toxic thing that they do, but it is definitely real. So, right? So I do want to pay on time, but at the same time, I need to have money to pay, so... And it's a lot of money. Again, it's not cheap to go to the Artist Alley nowadays. At least not at this one. They all come around when it comes to money. Yeah, it is. Like, not every Artist Alley. There's definitely some genuine people out there with good events, and of course they need the money for the Artist Alley and whatever. But they're less money grabby than others. There's definitely like more money grabby people out there, and it's just a shame, but you can't do anything about it. You know, you have to deal with it. If you want to go to this event, you'll have to deal with it. So the events definitely pay off. Yeah, so I wouldn't be going to events if I wouldn't make a profit, to be honest, especially because I'm full-time. So I do get a profit. The downside is the more it costs, the less profit you make, unless you make your products more expensive, obviously. And that's definitely the downside. So I feel like looking at what you get, I feel like it is definitely way too expensive. I am quote unquote lucky to have a product that is more expensive, I guess. I mean, it takes more time to make as well, so it's really hard to put my finger on it, but it is definitely very expensive. It's just, I feel like it's a little bit unfair in some situations how expensive it is. And it's very different depending on the event you're going to. I would say, like, the more people attend, so the more visitors they have, the more they can kind of ask, if that makes sense. Because the more people that are there, the more people that will pass by your booth, if that makes sense. So the buy to watch ratio is better, the more people there are. But if you look at the money, it's not really reflecting that. It's definitely more of a... There's definitely good events to attend that don't ask much. And there's events that you go like, should I go next time? Because it was kind of expensive, you know, and not sure if this is the best event I could attend. The thing is that for me, it's doable, but there's artists out there that make way less each event, and they cannot attend an event because it's just too expensive for them to attend. Like, they might even not even break even on a event. So in that regard, it's kind of a shame because some people do it for a hobby. And the more and more I get into this world, the more I realize they're trying to make it more for the full-time people. Like, if you're a full-time employee like I am, you can probably do an event and make a profit and whatever. But if you're just there because you're an artist and you want to have a hobby and you'll see what happens, it's kind of hard to pay it. It's like, I've had instances where I had to pay like 500 euros, and you're like paying 500 euros for a standard table and 2 chairs, and that's about it. I mean, you still need to pay your hotel if it's not in a distance where you're traveling every day. You have to pay for the travel. I mean, even if you have a hotel, you have to go from the hotel to the spot. You have to pay for well, obviously food and drinks, you shouldn't forget. It's not much, but it adds to the price. And all of that is like the minimum you need to earn back. And that's kind of and that's like the downside. That's like the thing, right? And for me, I'm just more or less, I'm in such a serious business that I'm obviously like calculating, is it worth? What do I do? Like, and sometimes I wish I had more profit than I did because, you know, like I said, if you pay $500 just for a table, that's $500 worth of plushies I have to sell, and I'd have to break even. But what people forget sometimes is that if you, it's not just selling the plushie, you're also selling the time. Like the time I work on one plushie, the material costs. That's like I calculate that within my pricing as well. So I calculate even the materials and the time I spend. And I try to calculate everything into the events I do. But like some people just tell what they earn and they don't calculate the material costs or the time it took them to create this piece of art. And actually you should count it with you because, you know, that's work, right? Ins and outs. Like what do you get? What do you earn? How much does it take? But I guess that's more because I'm doing it from a full-time perspective, and not a lot of people that I know do it full-time. Most artists that I talk to are not doing it full-time. So, yeah. And the unfair part comes in where it's like every year it's the same table, it's the same people, but you're paying more. So you kind of sense they increase the price because they can get enough artists. It's not because they like you. They're like, oh, you know, we like you, so we're gonna keep it low costs. No, not really. Like they will ask more and more money each year because they know they can fill up the artist alley. It's like, let's say there's 40 tables, they might get 100 people asking to go to the artist alley. So they have a good spot in which they can say like, oh, okay, we can ask more money now because as long as those 40 spots get filled up, who cares, right? And we can earn more money with it as well. And people are obviously competing with each other to get the table or to get the spot. For me especially, like I said, when I didn't get a confirmation mail from this event, I was pretty devastated. Like, I was pretty stressed because I'm doing it full time. So if I don't get to go to one of the biggest events of the year, quote unquote, then you know, I'm losing, actually. Like, I'm losing income. So it's definitely, in that regard, stressful. And that's definitely a moment where I go like, oh man, you know, there's people out there that do it for a hobby and they're there and I'm not. And I'm like literally losing my income. But that's not to blame on them, of course. It's like they're doing their thing, but sometimes I do feel bad. I'm like, okay, there's more at stake for me than maybe someone that's doing it for fun or they have a job next to it. Which I feel like, props to them, by the way. I've been talking to people that I thought they were full-time artists, but they're not. But the amount of time and whatever they spend into it, it's like holy shit, you're not full-time? Damn, girl, you're doing your best. Holy shit. Sorry, okay ね。お元気ですか？新しいセットアップ、今ダメです。でも、スマートフォンストリームは、大丈夫だね。Sorry for the Japanese guys. Ice Rosen Okairi! Long time no see. No Quarry stream, huh? No, not right away, man. I'm too busy for TwitchCon, man. Next week. So not this weekend, but the weekend after is TwitchCon. So yeah, no time for games. No time to play games. We're getting to business. Just kidding. It's half kidding, actually. I was thinking about the Quarry stream. I have an event in October, I believe. No, wait, I lie. I have an event in September, and I have an event in November. And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe Halloween stream Quarry would be cool. I mean, it's a long time from now, but, like, it would be the best time, if any. And I hope that I forget some parts, because I kind of know Quarry a little bit, because I watched it, so it's not really all new information to me. But, let's get down to business. Oh, I was about to sing that when I said that business thing. What's up with that song? It's one of my favorite Disney songs. It's a good karaoke song as well, if you ever want to do karaoke. I used to have a notebook in my phone that stated karaoke songs, because whenever you're doing karaoke, you forget the songs. At least I forget the songs that I want to sing. Because it's like, at the moment you have to choose, and it's like, oh no, what do I want to sing? And then, that's why I had a karaoke song list. And I would just scroll down there, like, oh, that's a good song, or, oh yeah, I forgot about the song, you know, Disney, Mulan, yeah, let's get down to business, woohoo! Another one is, yeah, there we go, I have to think about the karaoke songs, and I don't know. I really like the song I don't feel like dancing when the old Joanna plays. My darn 2 feet can't find the way. You think that I could muster up a little soul, you'll run away. That's a good song. It's very fun to sing as well. Or like a 7 Nation Army. I really like that one to sing. A 7 Nation Army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off. It's a good karaoke song, I think. Depending on what you find to be a good karaoke song, I mean, of course. Or, but some karaoke songs I just don't listen to, but they're great karaoke songs, you know, like, I don't feel like dancing. I think it's like the Scissors Sisters or something. It's a great song, but not really something I listen to, except when we sing it in karaoke. Or, another Disney song, from Moana, with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Which one is that he's singing to the girl? I forgot the song. I love that song. What does he sing again? I forgot. Freaking Dwayne Johnson. He's talking about escaping the island, I think. Like, I fucking forgot. I sing that one with Kat, because Kat loves it so much. Yeah, it's a lot of events. I talked about it too, because I'm definitely going to do something about it whenever I plan next year. It's like, okay, I need to properly plan my events in a way that I can still do online releases and sometimes, like, game streams for fun. Yeah, definitely. And we've done some, like, random sim streams that I've kind of enjoyed, not gonna lie, like a chill down sim stream. But even with games that are coming out that seem nice, like some indie games, I'm like, oh man, that's kind of nice to play, you know? A nice chill indie game. Oh yeah, you have a lot of songs in your own language. I have that with Disney as well, like Dutch ones. But that's only like the ones I saw growing up, I'm thinking. Because I rewatched a lot of Disney movies in English, so then I know the English songs, but older songs. I think, yeah, The Mermaid, The Little Mermaid, and then like a couple of those songs I only know in Dutch, and I hear like the English one, and And then I'm like, huh, I forgot there's an English one of this. It's very well known, but like, I know the Dutch one. I'm used to the Dutch one. I think that's Kyo. Oh my god, I should read more kanji. Atarashi no... Atarashi... What is that? Hajimete... Sutorimu desu ne. Ah, that's your Nihon limit? That's okay. Atarashi Sutorimu. Hi, the last one was 1 month ago because I was moving out that way. I don't know how you say move out in Japanese, to be honest. Like moving as in moving houses. I don't actually know how you say that in Japanese. But I've moved out, so that's why it's been so hectic. Home. Ah, yeah. Well, depending on what kind of house, but your house, it's usually ie. I-E. Ie. Not like ie as in no, but like ie. And room is heya. Atarashi heya, this new room, I guess. Well, heya is just the room, not really the house. Atarashi ie is maybe good. I think my teacher would be okay. Atarashi ie arimasu. I don't know if you can have a house, arimasu, which is have, but not sure about that one. But I mean, arimasu usually goes for non-living objects, and given that a house is not really living, I would say that's safe. Safe to say, I guess. It's already 6 almost. Holy shit, guys. Actually, the moment that Kat gets home is kind of approximately when I'll be stopping the stream. But I hope you guys don't mind. I can't really tell you when the new stream will be. I was thinking maybe Friday, now that I did Monday. Usually it would be 3 times a week. But with TwitchCon coming up, I can't afford 3 days to be streaming. Because you might have noticed, I've been working on this plum the entire time. If I don't stream, usually I would be done with 2 more, if that makes sense. So, streaming does take away working time, if that makes sense. So, probably maybe Fridays would be a nice time to do another one during the day. I'm gonna keep working, by the way. I don't know. I don't know if you'd assume already by now, but like, if the stream is done today, I just continue making, and I'll put on like a podcast in the back, or a video, or a series, or whatever. Keegan Zero, of course you can. That's okay. We got little Peepo here. I don't mind telling about him. So I'm attending TwitchCon Amsterdam as an Artist Alley person, if you don't know, and I wanted to create some TwitchCon specific things. And I made Peepo plushies, and they're all handmade. This is one of them, a little Peepo, and they're all kind of different looking, not because of like the fabrics or something, but like I made them by hand, so the expressions are a little different because I make everyone by hand, but I'll be selling them at TwitchCon Amsterdam, so feel free to stop by if you go to TwitchCon Amsterdam, that is. I'm on the Artist Alley. I don't think it's a really big Artist Alley, so you'll be able to find me, I guess. But I couldn't tell you where I would be because I haven't seen a floor plan. I just know that I'm number 105. And there's not 105 plus people there, by the way. It's just a random number, so I couldn't even tell you. Like, it's kind of hard to say, but yeah, I'm on there, yeah, with the Peepo. You can see the Peepo, you can adopt a Peepo there. I have to warn you, it's not gonna be the cheapest plushie in the world, because it's all handmade. And it takes a long time to make, so I'm gonna just already say that. But yeah, I will bring Peepo. This is one of the Peepos I made. I think I have about 8 to 10 peepos ready right now. And I have a little, I have more of them. I'm trying to prepare more of them, that is. This is kind of what they look like when they're not ready. This is Peepo, and this is also Peepo, but this is Peepo. So I hope to bring more than 10, but it's hard to tell, because it depends on how much time I have left. I want to bring enough other residents as well, but Peepo will make its debut at Twitchcon Amsterdam this year. And if they're popular enough, I'm definitely going to bring them online. But the downside to it is, again, they're going to look different. This is one with a very specific expression, with a little smile. And they should be close to this in terms of how they look. But again, it's all handmade, so yeah, its smile could be a bit different. Its eyes could be a little bit up or down, or, you know, it's the handmade thing. It's, that's it. But yeah, you can adopt Peepo at TwitchCon. And hopefully after TwitchCon, I'll have an update on Peepo-related stuff as well online. I think so. But I don't know how TwitchCon will go. So I have no idea how that turned out to be. I bought a lot of prints. Because I assumed, like, if the prints don't sell out on TwitchCon, I will just put them online and share them with you guys. And I will have more Peepo-related prints to be able to purchase online if you want. And probably Peepo plushies as well. If they're popular enough, I mean, I can make them, but if they don't get adopted, it's so sad. I don't want to make things that are not adoptable, if that makes sense. So yeah. Hypers! Hypers! I really like the fact that if you can make it stand up, but it's better just make him sit him down. But you can put him on an edge, and he will be with you. With the ass? People ass? I didn't make a little split in here, but I could. But I didn't. I didn't do that, no. If you're interested, by the way, I will be streaming during TwitchCon, and probably one day, I assume, because it does cost internet costs and shit. And I don't think I have enough for 2 days, because streaming just, yeah, it really drains your phone or whatever. And I use my phone for people paying as well, so I really need to focus on not losing my batteries and shit. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know what it's gonna look like, I believe that TwitchCon gives you free electricity, which sounds very... like, everyone does that. No one does that. If you go to an artist alley and you're an artist, you don't get free electricity. It's like, good luck. You have to buy it if you want it. I feel like TwitchCon is giving you electricity. Like, that would be great. Because that means I can put my phone in there and stream, and it will not die, and people can still pay. That'd be amazing, but... honestly, I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't have any reference to go at. So I don't know what TwitchCon Amsterdam will look like. So it's gonna be all surprise until we arrive there, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, that's about TwitchCon Amsterdam. Hello, Katie. Did I say that already? But welcome back, man. It's been a long time. Dang, that seems like a given that it'd be free. I didn't know that. Yeah, right? It's one of those things I assumed as well when I started doing artist alleys, but it's not. It's not free. It's never free, actually. I feel like, from what I've seen right now, TwitchCon is actually the nicest so far when it comes to service. But... I don't know, like, based on what they told me, because I haven't been there, you know, seeing an email that people write and be like, this is what you'll get, sounds usually better than it is in real life. Not just like, I don't talk anyone. But I'm gonna wait for what happens there, and if it's actually what they say it's gonna be like, then it's definitely the best Artist Alley thing I've had ever, I think. Honestly. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just very excited because, again, it's TwitchCon. It's basically where we're at right now. And yeah, it's a platform I've been associated with for a long time, even though I've been in the background and a very small streamer in that regard. So, um, it's possible, although I doubt that you could have copyright issues. True, Pipo is an internet character, but it's based on Pepe. That's basically not a character. If someone says anything, you can say this. That's kind of what I was afraid of, because copyright thing it's a thing, right? The thing is with copyright issues is every artist has to deal with this, because a lot of artists make fan art. There is a lot of original art out there, but there's a lot of fan art out there as well. If you create a Pokemon print, if you create a Zelda print, or whichever game or anime or series, you're basically already into the copyright striking zone, because you're making a character, even though it's your art, it's your style, you're still making money on someone else's character. So the whole Artist Alley in that regard is kind of always been in that regard a little bit weird, champ. Technically speaking, let's say I am the creator of Link from Zelda. Let's just hypothetically, if I create Link and I would go to an Artist Alley and I see someone sell a Link button, I don't know, a Link button, even though it's their art, I can still sue them because they're making money with my IP, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like the thing, and that's why in the first place I don't want to make fan art, because it's not really my character, it's not really my thing. And then I made the Animal Crossing cushion, which is also not my IP, but I wanted to create it for myself because it was a nice thing, and then I'm not selling it, so in that case you can kind of make whatever you want as long as you don't sell it. And then people have been asking for it, and then I was like, okay, let me just do research on this, because I don't know if I'm able to sell this. Which I found out you can kind of. Like, they never made a statement, nor have they ever acted on anyone doing it. And then I kind of just figured out, is there already something similar to this? Because if Nintendo would sell an Animal Crossing cushion, I would not do it. I would be like, just buy it there, because that's just copying, man. Peepo is definitely, like, it's the same. It's like, there's no plushie. Hello?
Hello.
There's no plushie made by them, or that person, or that company. But at the same time, it's like, Peepo is not mine, so, like, yeah, it's definitely, it's scaring me a bit, but...
What's scaring you?
The Peepo is not my IP, so it's...
Peepo is nobody's IP.
Yeah, but Pepe is, so it's like...
Did somebody copyright Pepe?
Yeah, the creator is...
Oh.
I think he did at some point, but it was not an artist. It was like a huge company that made thousands of dollars with Pepe, I think. But something similar to that. Like, there is a chance that the creator does, but at the same time, Peepo is not Pepe. So, like, that would be a hard... one already, because I didn't make Pepe, I made Peepo, so it's like, that's so confusing, right? It's so confusing. You could say, though, it's the reason why I do feel comfortable with it is because there's a lot of streamers out there, they have Peepo related emotes and Peepo related art, and they get away with it, to be honest, because even if you would use Peepo as an emote, you're selling Peepo, because people buy a subscription to get that emote, so they buy it, if that makes sense. So the whole earning money with it is the most important part when it comes to copyright issues, obviously. And artists have always said, as long as you're not a big company like McDonald's or something, and you're selling like Pokemon stuff without their knowledge, like then they're probably gonna get sued. But a small artist usually doesn't. So that's kind of like the whole thing, I guess. But it's always a risk. Always. But yeah, I do research it before I do anything. And I've concluded that no one acted upon it, so I was like, okay, this is pretty safe, I think. Ice Frozen says hi to Kat.
Hello.
He did notice. Kate, Katie, welcome back. All those excuses. So yeah, for those who do not know, I made a People plushie. And he's going to be sold at TwitchCon, and we have a couple of more of them, and I'm going to create as much as I can. I'm going to assume around 10 to 12 Peepos will be made, like depending on how much time I have left in total. And then afterwards, I'll see what happens. Like, I don't even know if they're all going to be sold at TwitchCon, if it's going to be popular. Maybe it's not going to do well, and then I'm like, well, try to sell the line and like, that's it. Like, I don't know. It's always waiting it out, I guess, to see what happens. But yeah, people will be sold, and I have more people art as well. I have prints. I have a keychain and stickers. Why are you laughing?
I was looking at Peepo, but I just noticed I was very close to the microphone and I was eating. So maybe that would have made a
you
very
were like
chewy
ASMR
sound. I was
chewy?
like, oh boy, maybe.
Could be. I don't know. I wanted to, I'm gonna plan after the stream, actually, I'm gonna plan my newest Instagram posts that include the Peepo art. So if you're interested in what kind of art I'll be having ooh, you made my camera almost drop. It's like not very, yeah.
Ah, I see. You used the headset and I was sitting on the headset and...
Yeah.
It's very...
But now you don't see this part. Wait. No. No.
Is it good now? More to the left?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna stream too long anymore because this has been 5 hours or something. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I wanted to share with you. I'm gonna share my Peepo creations on Instagram. I kind of wanted to wait until they arrived. So I'm not sure in what extent, but definitely before TwitchCon, everything will be announced. For the people that go to TwitchCon, then they know what will be in stock for them. Not the residents, though, because the normal quote-unquote residents, there's just not enough time for me to finish them, photograph them, and then also put them on Instagram before TwitchCon. So when it comes to normal residents, you'll have to see on the event. And I'm going to be streaming on TwitchCon. I'm going to do the Saturdays for sure.
Are we going to stream on TwitchCon?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a stream on TwitchCon. Because
but work is always so hard already.
I know, but we're going to do... I think we're not going to interact with chat all the time. So we're going to have the stream there. And we're going to interact, don't worry. But we're going to also be busy selling. So it's going to be like a little bit of an idle chat maybe sometimes. And the only reason is, one, it's in the Netherlands, so the costs will be doable for me. And second, Twitch, I think, provides us free electricity. So unlike any other artist alley, there's no... usually there's no like way to keep your phone in charge,
yeah,
right?
But you need to... But you cannot stream on your phone and have a sum up at the same time.
No, but we have another phone, which is your phone.
But I have to play games on my mobile phone.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yes,
but you can't. But maybe during the stream you can. You can still go out of the stream and do whatever. And they don't see that. It's just your face will be shown, I guess. But
oh no! Accidentally leaked nude photos of myself. No.
I was thinking about part of the day, so it's not going to be the entire day, which is a pretty long day. I think it's like 10 hours plus in the artist alley, so I don't see myself stream for 10 hours or something. Yeah, I don't know how much it is, but it is pretty long. I think it's 8 hours maybe, like a normal 8 hours day. But if you have to be there on time or whatever. But we're definitely streaming, but it's gonna be like a shorter, more chaotic one than any normal stream, I guess.
Also, nice, you're getting a cat vocal.
Oh, Fogel's getting a cat. Oh.
How old will your boyfriend be?
Good one. Good one. So just curious, what have you done to Yeg? He was here, like in the start of the stream. So I don't know what you're talking about. But Yeg was here. You were just not there. Yeg is another old time.
Yeah, Yeg is doing like teenage
The Scottish
stuff.
man was here too, in the early stream. So literally, most of the people that have been here for a long time were here. You were not there.
Ocean, they crack me up every time.
That's it. I haven't seen for a while. Oh, you need to make it. That will be fun. Yeah, I do, right? Okay, but I'll share the Peepo shit with you. It's good. I want to take a picture of one Peepo and probably post it on Instagram as well. Before I go to TwitchCon. So it's like I have like 4 prints. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 prints, but all prints go in 2 colors. But it's 4 posts.
Make it like he's make it an update where you have a scenic photo where Peepo is being a criminal, so he has a black bar before his face, so you cannot completely see it. So it's like a spoiler.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna for the plushie. You mean?
Yeah, for the plushie.
That's good. That's good. Wanted. It's like a wanted poster. Yes. It's like wanted Peepo.
Yeah, I love that.
That's good.
Great.
That's good. So we're gonna have 4 print posts on Instagram, 4 different prints, and they all have 2 colors, but I'll put it on the same post. Then we have a keychain, which is number 5. Then obviously Peepo plushie is 6. Then we have keychain Peepo is 7. I have a special print, number 8. And I have about 4 stickers or 5 stickers. So that's like 12. And it's more than 12 days from now on, but I'll be pretty ready with most of them in time. So we're going to post that on Instagram. The only thing that I'm a little bit afraid of is going to be 12 days of Peepo shit that will be posted to Instagram. Which is not really Mamoru Forest resident type of post, so I hope that my other followers don't mind that. And it will stop after that, because there's not more people than that, but still. Gotta eat something good to see you, and also chat. Have a good evening. Sorry, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much, man, for staying here. And again, if you're here and just lurking or whatever, you're always free to do whatever you want. I really appreciate your support in any way, so I thank you so much. Yeah, release Yeg or we riot, peaceful protest. Send him a message, man. And apparently he's on Twitch. I didn't know, honestly. I thought he wasn't, but he was. He wanted to buy a house. He told me, but it's been really hard. Obviously, like in Europe, I think the whole of Europe is a problem, but yeah, here as well. It's like terrible to buy a house. So I think he wanted to buy a house. He said. Yeah. It's always nice to see travel plums. Go follow Travel Plums on Instagram, guys. It's if you have Instagram, it's Sun Ocean's channel, and they share the adventures of the plums and the residents that they adopted. It's really fun for me at least to follow. I mean, I have a different situation in that regard, so I can't tell for others, but it's really nice to see. Let me see. La 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 la. All right. I wanted to finish this at least a little bit.
Interessant kleurenschema.
Apple pie, okay. You have to thank Scooby for that gifted sub, man. I don't think Scooby's in chat anymore. He passed by. I was like, he passed away. No, he passed by. I don't think he's here anymore, or he's lurking, but...
I thought you said you were done, but you're not done.
No, I'm not done.
So I was like, oh, let's talk Dutch.
Oh, that's why you started in Dutch. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you talking Dutch? But that's...
Are you stupid?
That's okay. Let's wait for a second. That's a new one to come back and shout out. Thank you. You're welcome, man. It's a fun Instagram for me to follow. I've been telling Chad as well. I've been broke, and not asking for money, by the way, but it's just a lot of like weight on TwitchCon because I'm hoping that TwitchCon does well, so that I don't have to stress about my income. It's like moving just costs a lot of money, man. It's like my entire bank account is like ripped. If someone would hack me right now, they would be disappointed. That's kind of like the part where we are right now. It's like, oh, I'm gonna hack this person, you know, like I'm gonna earn some money, and they go to this bank account and they're like, what the fuck? She broke. She freaking broke. And that's true, man. I'm super broke. So yeah, maybe after TwitchCon I will be safeguarding it again, but it's something. It's so funny. It's not funny, I'm broke. We all know Cat is stacked as fuck. Cat?
Is broker.
Cat has always been more broke than I am. He's still a student, mind you. He's still studying, okay?
I'm even more broke.
I've been the sugar mommy for a long time. You know that those times I went to Japan with Kat, you know that some of them, they're like sponsored by me, basically. At least partly they were.
But she hopes soon her investment will pay dividends.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be turning around at some point. Like, he's gonna pay stuff for me, you know? Let's go to Japan, he says, and then it's all about me, bro. Like, I'm waiting for that.
then when I'm done, I'm going like, psych, and I go away.
And then you go away. It's like, well, we're done now. I mean, I'm earning money. I don't want to have to take care of you, so we're done. We're done. You mean the scammers would feel scammed? Exactly. I debated them all. Telling everyone how rich I am, and then, like, they scam me is like, what the fuck? I put all this effort into this, and then you do me like this?
Well, on the other hand, you always have, like, some two stupid things you can sell. The Ghibli eggs. They can pay rent again for like 2 months.
It's true. Like, I have been spending some things, but it was always in a time
a
where
Bilbo statue, you can spend.
At that time, I was still working. I was still working at that time. The full-time employee that got a lot of money. I'm not there anymore, guys. It's called love. Oh, sorry, I'm not very up to date with my Peepo emotes. There's a lot of emotes that are new with Peepo, and I don't have them. They're not installed. Like, I'm far behind now that I haven't streamed in a while. I really like the emote, like the.
But can't Vogel manage emotes?
The frog. I mean the turtle. The
But can't.
No, we have a limit on how many we can add. So there's like global emotes, and there's like addable emotes, and it's kind of like you have to figure out which one is like global and which one isn't. It's kind of confusing sometimes. Love is all you need. Peepo is all you need. I'll do it that way. If they don't get sold, I'll be like, Peepo is all you need. Peepo is all you need. Give me a hug and hug the Peepo. Just kidding. They're not cheap though, I'm gonna say that way. They do be taking a lot of time to make. How did you score cat, or was it reverse? Reverse. I got no. I scored cat. I was always friend zoned. Did I not tell you that story 100 times? I've been friend zoned with like everyone I've ever been with. And the people I've not been with because I got friend zoned. Because like I've always been friend zoned. That's the story of my life. Good one, cat. There's no hotodaku. I'm sorry. It's yeah. Usually it would work, but we got this weird phone stream and it's not really working well. Oh, doggy's back. The dogs are back in town. Dogs are back in town.
Yes.
This will be the house where we have eventually got a new dog. I cannot afford him right now, to be honest. I couldn't even pay for a dog right now. Fuck. To be fair, I'm kind of drunk. How are you drunk? It's like 6:30. What have you done? Ice Frozen! Arigato gozaimasu! Thank you so much for the resubby for 34 months. Cat has actually gained up. He's at the 48 months. Thank you.
Number one now?
I don't know, actually. I don't know if I can see that, who is number one at this point. Yeg used to be number one for a long time. I don't know if he is still, honestly. Where is this? What is going on? I need to...
I am sort of... I want to start cooking, but the duck is still slightly frozen.
Ah, too frozen. Too ice frozen. Funny. This is tough. This is a weird type of... Wait, this is... Oh, I got it, I think. It's like a puzzle, wait. We all know how good I'm at puzzle games. I got it. Nice. I didn't even see I was not subscribed. It's okay. Honestly, I don't want to force anyone to subscribe, but please subscribe to the channel. I'm broke.
You should subscribe.
It's free if you have Prime. Subscribe with Prime. You'll give me money. I'll be happy. I can buy bread or other food. Actually broke, by the way. I meant duck, not dog. You are drunk. You're called Ice Frozen, so it's okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. I haven't really given much attention to this Twitch related plum. It's a Twitch plum because it's a big boy, as you can see. It's entirely purple. It's a celebration of Twitch fan art. They can't sue me though. This is my design. It's just purple, man. I'll say that. If the staff stops by my booth and they're like, "Hey, is that Twitch?" It's like, "No, it's purple." It's like, "Oh, it's a Twitch plum." It's like, "No, it's purple." I would never copyright Twitch. You know I love you. Will you make me partner? Please make me partner. I've been like streaming for years. I'm still a partner.
Zoe.
Yes.
You know why that is?
Yes.
There's like two answers. One, you're not entertaining.
Girls are not entertaining. That's just...
Yes, you need to buy fake boobs.
I need to buy fake boobs and stream for a while and then maybe.
But you need to get two pairs so that when I'm on stream we have more boobs.
We both have pairs of boobs. That'd be great. Yeah, we're getting into the jokey vibe of the stream now. It's all with good faith, guys. All good faith. If you don't want to miss another stream, be here on Fridays. That's like the most likely part, like most likely stream day. I'll be doing another one. In this position, to be honest, I don't think we're going to be ready with the new setup then. Because I'll be focusing on making a lot of plushies for TwitchCon. So I don't feel as bad as I usually do making plushies and not having enough stock with me. That's okay. I try my best.
Well, are you ready for the cooking part of the stream?
Dinner time! No, he's still busy doing dinner. Yeah, all in good faith. Everyone is welcome in my stream. We don't want to let everyone out. Everyone is, Also, follow the channel, guys. If you like my stream, I appreciate it. I don't want to force you, of course, but follows are free, so if you like the stream, feel free to follow. I do more streams. Usually I have a proper schedule and a proper setup, but like I said, I've been moving out, so I've had a little bit of a scuffed time. But with TwitchCon coming up, I feel like rather a scuffed stream than no stream, right? So here we are. At least we're making plushes. Have I ever shown you guys how everyone has like a little label? I don't know if I have, but it has a little label with my logo on it. And Peepaw has one too. It's on his back and his bum. His bum has a logo, so if anyone ever forgets my name, which I don't blame them, to be honest, they can always look at their plushie and go like, oh, that's the name. Or when family members come over, it's like, Mom, it's Mama de Monty. I ban all the trolls. We don't have many of those. True. We're a very small stream, so that helps. I can't really say what would happen if we were big. I would need more mods and shit. I don't know what I would think about that. On the one hand, I would love to have a bigger community, and the other, I'm like, kind of avoid that whole, like, being famous thing. Like, even if you're, like, a mid-streamer, quote-unquote, I'd rather not be, like, on the famous side, where you have, like, articles about you and shit. Ooh, like, I'm way too not, like, I'm not that type of person, I guess. I would make too many mistakes. I've read, like, the most useless articles on streamers ever. It's like... It's like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, XQC farted. Oh my god. It's like, what the fuck is that? It's like, what the fuck is this article, man? It's like, I'm almost shameful to have clicked on certain articles. Like, what is this? A couple of thousand? No, man. If we ever reach 100... like, regularly, I can just pack my bags and go. Like, I would be happy. Like, 100 seems like a good amount. Like, have a small community, but, like, not too small and not too big. Like, that good in between. 100 to 300, maybe. But, like... We're trying to aim. That's way too much already. Like, I need to be realistic. I'm a makers and crafters streamer, and that's not very popular in that sense. So, I mean, I think there are some that have quite big crowds, but like it's not much. We're like in a very unknown section almost, and I don't really stream American friendly hours, so that doesn't help either. Of course.
You know what people like? They like loot boxes. So you have like a jar where everybody can buy a ticket for €4 in order to have a chance to win a Peepo. For those who do not want to pay €69 but do want to have a chance of winning a Peepo.
I was thinking about that, but I was thinking about doing that one other color Peepo that way.
Like one special Peepo.
No, the first Peepo.
Oh.
Specifically the dark green one.
Oh yeah, with the other color. Yeah.
With the other color. I was thinking about doing that, like a little, like I said, loot box thing. Like you purchase a ticket, and you can win it for free. I don't know. Just make Cat sit in a hot tub behind you, easy 20k viewers. How fun would it be? I would be like making plushies, and you like no reason why you would be sitting behind me in a hot tub doing nothing. I would just be doing the normal thing, like just streaming and chatting, and then we'd be like a random guy sitting in the back, like in a hot tub, be like.
But am I allowed to interrupt? Or do I have to remain silent?
It would be really weird, but hey.
Right, like I'm not even there.
Exactly. You're just background content.
But can I then like splash a bit with the water in the center, like?
Yeah, you can.
Splash, splash, splash,
Yeah, you
splash,
can't.
splash, splash.
You can talk, but you can do stuff like that. You can like splash and do
You can
this.
also go like stand up and go a bit like.
Yeah, you flex a little bit, like.
Like
ooh.
stretch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. That'd be funny. Queen, Katie, thank you for lurking.
More like so. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Getting all
like
monky.
That,
Monk.
Yeah. Ooh. And then they go like a gorilla. Run into the hot tub until I tumble over it.
Oh my god. It would be also nice to have like, I had always like the secondary webcam. And then have a secondary webcam. And you're not in the same room, but you're like somewhere else entirely. I was thinking, 50 bits is a little that's not enough. I would probably put the bits higher, because indeed, if they would need to be fed every time someone pays bits, it would be like, they would be obese. Like, we've had them obese already, and we didn't, like, try to make them obese. It's like, oh, apparently once every 2 days it's too much, so we're gonna just extend the time in between feeding, so they don't get as obese as they are. If you see, if you start the stream again, like when this stream is ended and you restart the stream, you can scroll to the part where we're doing a home tour, and you can see the turtles a little bit. Although they were really shy. Especially Baldory was sleeping. I think he's sleeping still. I haven't really seen him in the corner of my eyes walking around. Although I can turn on the light at least. Nope, he's still sleeping. Wrong one. I mean, he's still sleeping apparently, but at least now the light's turned on. Sometimes he just activates that way. It's like, ooh, light's turned on. Must be daytime now. I did a little home tour, yeah. It took longer than I thought because I talk all the time. But you can definitely see if you restart the stream and, you know, my VODs are free to watch. You can probably scroll to the point where we're doing a home tour. And I can show the home. Yeah. Buffering. Hello? Buffer? Oh, and we're back. At least for me. I'm gonna assume you see the same thing. It was buffering. The home is not ready though, so don't expect a ready home. I did tell during the home tour as well. It's like the status of what it's right now, but that's not ready yet. Even this background will change because this color is not the right color.
Also, this background will be like a different room.
Oh yeah, I already told, like, this is not my studio. I'm sitting in the living room, but I have a studio, like an actual room dedicated to making plushies and streaming. That's skipping sometimes, but that's okay. Wonder what it will be like at TwitchCon. No. Why?
And this is the part where she's just watching Twitter.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I've been talking the entire day. I know it's by my voice. I'm not used to it anymore. You have a functioning toilet and a television? Yes. We have 2 functional toilets. We can even separate poop now. We were not able to do that in the apartment.
Back then we had to poop together at the same time.
Pooping at the same time, baby! Squeezing our butts next to each other, like, yeah! You should see his face right now. He started it and then I ended. That's always like making it more uncomfortable. That's the good one. Oh boy. Oh, sorry, Peepo. Sorry, Peepo. Poop schedule. It's not really schedule, is it? It would be weird though. I'm gonna go to the market tomorrow. The local market. Because this green fabric is already done. I cut out all the possible peepos. So I was thinking about getting more of this green fabric tomorrow. I think we cut out enough for 10 or 11 peepos, I think.
But you want to buy... Yeah, that's good to buy now.
Yeah, so it's...
Good.
I'd rather have too much leftovers
No,
than,
but you can make like... If you're not streaming, you can make 3 a day maximum.
Yeah.
And then you are out in 2 days.
Right.
And then next Tuesday is gonna be too short and kind of stressful.
I'm gonna focus on everything that's in that basket right now. That's all we call out residents. I can show chat as well. I have this basket and it's filled with residents, and they're all like in packages, so they're already cut out. They just need to be stitched together.
I have a name for a bear. Resident sleeper.
What? Resident sleeper. Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He is a resident sleeper.
Yes, he is.
He's also a resident that is sleeping. Yeah, exactly. Apple Pie agreed, he did lol W.
Thanks.
Resident sleep bear.
Oh, that's maybe a bit too much.
I'm gonna call all the Peepos Peepo. I'm not, their names are gonna just be Peepo. I'm not gonna give each Peepo and their own Peepo.
No.
It's gonna be Peepo, and their description will also be similar. Probably the same, but they'll have like a general explanation on what would like Peepos visiting Mamadou Mori Forest. They need to be attached to Mamadou Mori Forest, but yeah. No, stop! What is this?
These are different peepos.
No, don't do this.
Like the chat.
Alright, guys. I think it's time to say goodbye for now. For today. I hope you liked the stream, though. And I hope you have fun, despite it being very scuffed. And very unusual. Yeah. I want to do a shout out to a crafty jellyfish who you should definitely follow on Twitch. She's going to TwitchCon as well. She's a cosplayer. She's in a competition, like in the finals. And she's a crafter, obviously. She makes her own cosplays. That's how I know her, through online Twitch communication, I guess. Can't wait to see her on TwitchCon. She says she will stop by, so that's really nice. Let me see. Is there someone we can raid? Because, like, I feel like we should continue the train. When the train is started, someone raised me, I feel like we should continue the train. At least. This looks great. This person, what is this person doing? I can't see. I cannot see. I don't recognize these people. I haven't been here for a long time. That's probably why. Oh, we're in American time zone as well. So I forgot. Like, usually I quit earlier. But I see a lot of new people. That's probably because they are crafties from America. It's what I'm assuming, at least. Are they crafting? Oh, they are crafting. That's nice. I do like that. That's a good one. Thank you for mentioning her. Let's rate her. Mia like papaya. I do not know the streamer. They've been suggested by Eruko Sadas. And she's sewing, and I support sewing. I mean, you wouldn't say that, but yeah, I do. And let's check out her stream. She's making something like a dress. Corsets. Seems pretty interesting. So let's get to know her together, guys. Let's rate her together. Give her a shout out to this channel, but more than anything, say hello to her. And have a good time with her, you know, and join the raid. You can copy pasta this if you're not a subscriber. And if you are, you can go for the turtle version of that. You know? Just copy paste and we're gonna raid her together, man. Let's do it. Have a good time, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll see you on Fridays, and if not, maybe next week sometimes before TwitchCon. Or on TwitchCon. Check out the Saturday stream on TwitchCon. You can see me then. Have a fun time. Thanks for the support. And enjoy the new stream. Janet. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I missed ya.